Hi, this is Paul Hoyt, the CEO of Ascending Harvest, coming to you with our daily update on a Monday, September the 24th. We are 4 or 5 days into our crowdfunding campaign and making great progress, and we want to share some of that progress with you today. And joining me on today's live Zoomcast is Shane McKenna, my best buddy, business partner, and the resident genius here at Ascending Harvest, the guy who has invented all of this stuff. So say hello to the folks, Shane.
Hello, folks. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you're having an awesome Monday.
It is a beautiful Monday here in Northern California. I hope it's equally beautiful wherever you are. I flew back from Salt Lake City, where I went to join the team for the launch party that we had last Wednesday, and got back on Friday night and enjoyed a lovely Saturday and a lovely Sunday, and now we are charging forth and ready to go on this next phase of our crowdfunding campaign here. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the progress. I know we've talked about the launch party in previous ones. Right now we're up to about 20%, maybe a little over 20% of our stated goal of $27,500. We would love to see those contributions coming in a little bit faster, so we continually tweak the campaign. If you haven't seen our website lately, or our Facebook page, or the Indiegogo campaign, we urge you to take a look at that, because we've got some new diagrams up, some new marketing messages up, that we think are going to give us a stronger appeal. So we expect to be doing that over the course of the next 2 weeks, is making these tweaks with your feedback and your ideas, as this crowdfunding campaign evolves.
Yeah, that's really important to get people's feedback, because we're in the middle of this, and we've got a lot of our own work invested in it, and so sometimes we can have blind spots about what other people see around the message. And so if there's something you're seeing that isn't passing the smell test for you, because really getting to somebody's contribution is really about getting them over the threshold that they believe what we're doing. And so if you are experiencing something in our campaign and you're saying, hey, that's not, that doesn't really work for me, or what you're saying, can you back that up, or can you explain something better for me? Those are things that help us to dial in, because we know what we know and we don't know what you don't know.
That is extremely well said. I've coached literally hundreds of entrepreneurs in the process of raising capital. And what I generally tell them when they say, how long is it going to take me to raise $1 million? I tell them to plan on giving 200 presentations, which is essentially one a day for the next year. And the reason I tell them that is because I want them to think about it as a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not I'm going to knock on one door and get a great big check. It really is an endurance contest. It is a test of will and a test of resourcefulness to go out and raise that capital. And in that process, what happens is that you're much more likely to be successful on your 50th pitch than you are on your first one, because by then you will have rehearsed your pitch 49 times, and you're much more confident in what you have to say. The marketing messages are much more powerful, and you will have made progress in the business. So we are making progress in our business every single day. We are getting better in our messaging every single day, and the appeal of our crowdfunding campaign should only increase over the coming days and coming weeks. So if you've already shared once with your network, share it again, because it's a better pitch today than it was 5 days ago when we started the crowdfunding campaign. And be prepared to share it with your network, your email list, multiple times over the coming weeks as it evolves. For example, on our Facebook page right now, we replaced the pin post at the top of the page with a diagram that has a picture of the prototype right next to the primary figure from our patent application that was filed last Friday. And to me, I really love that, because it brings it to life. It lets you see that there's a lot of hidden technology inside this stack of buckets. that it's just not some white containers out there filled with water and dirt, that there's really some sophisticated engineering going on inside where you can't see it.
Yeah. And, I think that might be part of the resistance, or I don't want to say resistance, but that might be part of why we haven't really caught on and had a lot of people sharing our campaign yet, is because, they look at it and they say, well, I've seen food grown in a bucket before. We are using a bucket in order to extend our economic reach or our economic effectiveness in our delivery of systems. We don't want to add that $12 or $15 to the price of the product when every single penny counts. So we don't want to build a custom housing. So we've used off-the-shelf buckets and we're converting them. And I promise you, there's technology inside there that not only helps somebody grow the food, but processes the biology. There's a biological process, the same processes that are in nature. I've designed those into the system so that this thing can be set up and it doesn't require outside support other than the simple steps that the user does, and everything that they need is available to them locally, almost no matter where they're at in the world. They have access to the materials to make this system work well for them. So what's going on inside those buckets? There's an animation coming that's going to explain it in a lot more detail, because there is a ton going on in there. And it's really hard to explain just verbally or with just an image. It's really a lot going on in there. And there's so much going on in there that we think that we're going to get at least 6 utility patents on the system. There may be more as we move forward and get some more advice from our patent attorneys and patent searches and looking at other things. But there is a lot of new technology going on here that has never been done in the farming industry before.
I get the privilege of listening to Shane explain the technology when he's talking to other engineers and people who are really grounded in science. And it is outstanding. It is astounding and outstanding to hear him talk about the process that he has gone through over the last 31 years to design and engineer these systems. So if you're one of those technology geeks and who would really love to understand the engineering behind this even more, I'm sure he'd be happy to have a conversation with you. But for the rest of us, just assume that it's magic. There's magic happening inside those buckets, but it is the result of 31 years worth of engineering effort and lots of patent applications.
The thing is that nature knows how to grow things best. And there's a couple of things going on. Is I have replicated the most optimal conditions that are ever found in nature. And that is near a spring where the water is coming up from under the soil and where there's a lot of biomass in the soil. That is what our system replicates. And so it replicates an ideal situation that is rarely found in nature, but when it's found in nature, you will find that the plants growing in that condition are thriving better than any of the plants around them, and that's because of that, the way the water is delivered, the way the nutrients are delivered. And what I've done is replicated that. And so you could say that we are mothering nature. We have identified what happens in nature and creates ideal conditions and biological processing, and we have replicated that in our system so that ideal condition happens continuously and consistently without the user understanding any of it. And so to the user, it's automated. To the user, they just do a few simple steps. Just like you want to make a phone call on your cell phone, You pick it up, you swipe, and you push the speed dial of the number you want to dial, and like magic, it happens. Same thing here. The intelligence is designed into the system so the user doesn't have to know any of that, and they simply need to follow the steps that make sure that there's water and there's energy in the form of air added to it, and there's some organic materials added once a week. If they do that, then all of the intelligence in the system, everything in there, will make sure that the plant receives its ideal and optimal levels of water, nutrient, minerals, and air to the roots of that plant, and that plant will thrive.
Well said. I love it when you explain the system and talk about how that whole thing works. One of the lines that we came up with just last night to describe the technology that we have is that we are replacing mechanical science with material science. You know, the engineering that Shane has done with intelligent grow media reduces or eliminates the need for a lot of mechanical components that other hydroponic systems have to have in order to function well. So we are very excited about what it is that we are able to do. We're excited about the opportunity we have to dramatically reduce the hunger in the world today, to dramatically increase the amount of food that families all over the world have, because we're going to empower them to grow some of their own food. We're very, very excited about that. Shane, we're also really excited about the kind of the pledge or the challenge campaign that one of our contributors set up the other day. Why don't you talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah, so we have a donor who has generously offered to kick in an extra $1,000 to our campaign once we reach the dollar mark of $6,118. And I know that's an odd number, but the way that came about is we were at $5,118, and he called me and said, hey, I want to donate, I want to match the next $1,000 that come into the campaign. So we get to $6,118, and we have a donor that's going to kick in an extra $1,000. So right now, your donation counts double because of his matching. So we encourage you to donate now so that we can get those matching dollars as soon as possible and keep the momentum and the energy going in our campaign. So thank you so much for your donations. And we ask you, if at all possible, if you could push just a little harder, dig just a little deeper, and give us a little bit more so that we can get that extra $1,000 in our campaign.
Yeah, we appreciate it. It's really important for us to keep the momentum up. So we may be reaching out to you individually here over the course of the next few days as we continue to reach out to those who have, you know, extensive social media networks and email lists, and as we continue to improve our messaging, the visual appeal of the marketing campaign, etc., we expect that the momentum will dramatically increase over the course of the next few days and the next week or so. So you're a big part of that. We love you. We really want you to contribute to the campaign and feel good about sharing it with your networks, not just once, but multiple times, because every time you share it, it's going to be slightly different messages and slightly improved visual appeal to the campaign. So you can feel better and better and better about sharing it.
And different people are going to see your share. You know, I know when I go on Facebook or when I share something on Facebook that I don't always see what somebody else is sharing until they've shared it a number of times. And likewise, if I share the same message like this campaign, each time there's somebody new that sees it and gives it a thumbs up. So, you know, by sharing it multiple times, new people are going to get to see it, because different people are online at different times and they're checking into their Facebook and LinkedIn and other social media at different times. And when you've shared it recently, it's near the top of their feed and they get to see it.
Well said. So please contribute again, share again, and feel really good about this company that is continually improving. We know that we're going to be better a week from now than we are today, and such it is throughout the history of the life of this company. Shane, do you have anything more to do before we do our drawing for the day?
I don't have anything else. Is there anything, if somebody wants us to answer a particular question or anything, just shoot us a message right now. I've been paying attention to see if anybody shoots us a question, so go ahead and do that if you want to. Otherwise, I'm ready to generate a number for you.
Let's do that. Every one of our Zoom casts, we generate a number between 1 and 10,000 and use that to randomly choose somebody who's been to our website and has signed up for our marketing camp or signed up for our email list, or they have contributed to the campaign in some way. And Shane gives me a number between 1 and 10,000. I plug it into my magic spreadsheet, and we pick a winner. So what's the number for today, Shane?
6,810. Let's see if we can get that so you can see it. 6810.
Okay, hang on just a second. 6810, and the winner is, drum roll please while I find it, it is Lynn Dean, who is a both friend and family to us. Lynn, congratulations. You are the winner of your very own human-powered hydroponic systems today. When we get these into manufacturing in the next 6 months or so, we will send you a system that you can use in your very own backyard, or you can donate it to a family in need in your name. Congratulations, Lynn. I'm really glad that you won this because you are family to us. So thank you. Thank you for entering, and we're very happy that you won. And for the rest of you, if you haven't done so already, either contribute to the campaign, or you can go to ascendingharvest.com and sign up for our email list. Either way, you get added to our list of people who are eligible for these prize drawings. And we'd love to give one away to you and your family. Shane,
yes.
That's about it for me for today. Do you have anything else to add or any closing comments?
I don't have anything else to add. Just thank you to everyone who tunes in and to participates in our campaign and in our company. We want to honor you by doing fantastic work in the world and alleviating hunger by empowering people. Thank you so much for being the wind under our wings, and you have an awesome Monday.
You do that. We'll talk to you tomorrow. This is Paul Hoyt and Shane McKenna saying bye for today. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.